Today at shopdap.com we talk about our project Mark 7 Alltrack. So we wanted to give you an update for our project Alltrack. If you're not familiar with this vehicle, this is an Alltrack that we purchased. We've done a lot of video series around that, so if you're watching this video and you're not familiar around that, we will link to the playlist in the description of this video so you can find all the details about this car and all the videos we're about to talk about. This was a vehicle we bought from Copart as a salvage title vehicle. It was smashed in the front. We were looking for an all-wheel drive Mark 7 platform DSG vehicle, and so this vehicle did fit that bill. Now, we had not done a build series that was official, more vlog style, that showed a little bit more personality, different people who work here and stuff like that. So this vehicle was our intro to that. We started off by assessing the damage to the vehicle and estimated the total amount that it would cost to fix this at retail value. We started off by fixing the bent control arm on the passenger side so we could get the car driving. Then we did some other repairs, including the coolant bottle and some parts in the cooling system. We then moved forward with doing some of the cosmetic things like the core support. While we were in there, we upgraded the intercooler, and then we moved on to the hood, fender, and some other cosmetic components around that. Now, when we first purchased this vehicle, we were planning to do a variety of things, including lifting it and lowering it. The lowered version was going to have a Club Sport front end, and that comes from Europe, which is going to take a long time to get here. So when we lifted the vehicle, we decided to do a custom bull bar front end, which you see in this here. When picking wheels and tires for the off-road setup, I tried to pick the biggest thing we could fit under here without any major modification to the car. We then proceeded to install big brakes on the car, which was 4-piston TTS brakes. And then we took our vehicle to our first rally event where we broke our car. After that event, we towed our vehicle back to assess the damage. We found a broken axle. We replaced that axle, and then we had the vehicle wrapped to get rid of the primed panels we installed in the car. Still waiting for our Club Sport setup. We had the vehicle in the off-road mode, and we went to a bunch of events. Wookiees in the Woods. You boys like Mexico? Alpine Vag Fair in Helen, Georgia. And European Experience. We then installed a IS-20 off of an oil-starved engine that we had laying around, just seeing how long it would last. We then lowered the car down on Bilstein coilovers, put some sticky tires on it, and some lightweight new speed wheels. After all that waiting, we finally got our Club Sport front end, had it wrapped, and installed it on our car, which looks awesome. We've been planning a trip to Bureaucracy, which is a big event in Montreal, Canada. They have a track event there. So we blew our IS-20 about 12 hours before we were supposed to be leaving for that event, so we had to quickly swap to an IS-38 turbo. After our IS-38 install, we left to go to our event in Montreal, Canada. So we were driving the car 16 hours from Charlotte to Montreal. We stopped and saw a few things on the way, including a very large cow. Holy cow, would you look at that Alltrack? We then went to Montreal, where we went to Unitronic and dynoed our car, where we made 360 horsepower. And the following day, we went out on the track at Bureaucracy. We were killing the game until we hit limp mode. And then we weren't killing any game.
Oh, we're in limp mode.
Are we?
Yep.
After we got back from Bureaucracy, we did some fine tuning on the software with Unitronic because we were running a beta file, and did some fine tuning on the wastegate to get everything lined up to prevent any further issues around limp mode. Then we took our Alltrack to the ZMAX dragway local to us, and we smoked an Audi R8.
Dude, I almost had you. You almost had me?
Okay, we didn't smoke an Audi R8. We ran a 12.7. It's pretty respectable. We then took our vehicle to Carolina Motorsport Park and did a track event. This was for fun, but also to shake down to make sure we had no more limp mode issues, because it was hard to duplicate that stuff on the road, and we didn't. It was solved. We then donked our Alltrack for about 5 minutes. The internet hated us for it. And a couple of months ago, we went to our rally event again to see how we could do, because we had all-wheel drive issues at our first rally event. So here we are today. This project started about 10 months ago. This project is basically done. We're currently in lifted mode. That is probably not how it's going to stay, just because we're lazy and haven't done anything with it. We are planning to do some off-road stuff with Charles the Hum Mechanic, potentially coming in the future. But the project, for the most part, is done. This was never intended to be a big build of any kind where we were trying to max out on the best quarter mile or anything like that. We had a ton of fun with this car. We've done a variety of things, including track events, show events, off-road events, and stuff like that. I would say this was a pretty versatile vehicle for us, and I would venture to say the most versatile Volkswagen build on the internet. That's just my speculation. So what's next? I don't know what's next, actually. This car is either going to be sold. Most likely we're going to fix it in a way that we're going to fix the airbag related stuff that hasn't been addressed yet because we weren't really driving it as a daily. And then I'm either going to daily the car, or we're going to sell it, or I'll potentially sell my Audi and drive this. Not really sure exactly what's going to happen with this car, but we are probably done with the project on this car, and it's most likely going to get into lowered mode. And we got some new wheels. So we were working with the guys from Racing Line with these Racing Line wheels. This is one of their pairs. We are going to be swapping out our new speeds for these for our daily setup. This is a cool look. I'm a big fan of them. They also match our paint scheme with the color. The finish is pretty cool on these wheels. So we will be upgrading to these wheels, and this will be the car that will end up lowered on this. So we'll have a video actually later coming about upgrading wheels kind of as a general whole for Volkswagen Audi cars, not specific to this car, that will be centered around this, and we'll be discussing these wheels more. So that's our send off to the Alltrack. It's been awesome. It's been real. It's been fun. Sometimes it hasn't been real fun. Sad to see it go, but I love to watch it leave. It's probably not gonna go anywhere. It's probably gonna stay right there. Right here, parked next to this thing.